Two of my favorite words in the English language, chicken and dumplings. All right, it's three, but like salt and pepper, you generally don't count in an ingredient list. I'm not counting the end. And they're gonna be fantastic. We call this cheater chicken and dumplings because we're beginning with a deli roasted chicken that I've broken down and I have the meat all ready to go. This goes together like that, cooks like that, and you're eating like that. Does that make sense?
It does.
And by the way, everything happens in one pot, on one stove, all together. So if you got nothing to do, let's begin. Vegetables are coming, but we begin with butter and some oil. And you know what I say, butter for flavor, oil to keep the butter from burning. And while that starts to melt, in we can come with some diced onion and some carrot and celery. Lovely. Oh, run away, run away. Get out of there, we didn't want you anyway. So this is gonna soften for, 4 or 5 minutes. Really nothing to do. Just let it do its thing in the pan. If you hate carrots, leave them out. If you hate celery, leave them out. If you don't like onion like Greg Rempe, leave them out. But if you leave all that out, it's gonna be boring as F. So leave some of it in, for God's sake. A single note at this point, do this with a pot that has a lid to it because the dumplings need to steam with a lid on top of them. Foil would work, but a good tight fitting lid will be much better. All right, at this point, make a little spot. Let's fling in some garlic, a couple big fat cloves, a little splash. Let them do their thing for a sec. While we're waiting, I'm happy to season a little bit. A little salt and pepper. We'll season again, but for now, we're good. You know the drill. This gets fragrant, and we start to stir it in. Beautiful. Next in, a little splash of vermouth. A couple tablespoons. Let that do its thing. Gorgeous. I'm telling you, you gotta keep some vermouth around. I'm pretty certain there's many YouTube channels that would call me a piece of shit for using vermouth instead of some beautiful white wine that came from some valley in France. But I'm telling you, when you want a little hint of that, and you don't want to open a bottle of wine, this is the way to go.
You valley in France.
All right, when most of it's gone, like you can see it is, now we're gonna take and scatter about a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour over the top. This will help us make a roux that will help thicken the chicken broth that is about to follow it. So stir this through so all the vegetables get a little coated. Looks gross, doesn't it? They were beautiful vegetables a minute ago, and now they're all like crusty and chunky with some God knows what coating. All right, let that sit for about 30 seconds. Now we've got 4 cups of chicken broth that we're gonna start to add. Incorporate it slowly. Good God, the heat from this Evo is just, can you see the red in my arm?
Yes.
You can tell? It's just hot to even touch. It's ridiculous. Okay, we're stirring, we're stirring, we're stirring. You can see it's starting to get thick. Great stuff. Oh my God, I love this dish so much. Okay, we can get the rest in here now. Uh-oh, don't do that. We want to bring this to a simmer now. That's going to start to happen slowly. There is another ingredient coming here. Anybody know what it is? Chicken. We haven't put chicken. We haven't put chicken in yet. Thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring today's video. How many times have I told you about Raycon earbuds? And how many times have you heard me say they're disrupting the electronics industry by designing wireless earbuds for half the price? And they're doing that because they do things differently from everybody else. From the way they design them to the way they price them. Raycon prioritizes their customer's experience from start to finish. Or would that be start to finish? Either way, you're gonna love these. I used to be a wired earbud guy. In here, all the way down. And when I was cooking, you have no idea how many times I caught that stupid cord on a drawer handle, on a corner, and they yanked out of my head. And honestly, it's shocking when that happens. Does it happen with these guys? No, it doesn't, because there are no cords. There are no little stems hanging down. Well, why don't I just show you what they are? Boom, there they are. Small, compact, and amazing. Listen, here's the short version. 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, and I mean seamless, more bass, and a more compact design for a comfortable noise isolating fit. Oh, and by the way, let's say you get them in your ears, and you're like, well, Sam, they're not exactly what you promised. That's cool because Raycon has a 45-day free return policy. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's pretty much called a no-lose situation. But hey, don't take my word for it because celebrities like Snoop Dogg and Melissa Etheridge, who music is very important to, they're fans also. So, what's the short version? The short version is this. You want better sound here, then you should get these. Simply go to the link below, buyraycon.com/STCG. That's buyraycon.com/STCG to get 15% off your order. Amazing sound, small package, and 15% off? You actually can't go wrong with that. Seriously, you really can't. We're gonna add a little pinch of dried thyme. Just that. Just that. Just that. There will be more thyme going into our dumplings. But this will just help bring this beautiful liquid that is becoming a thick, gorgeous... I have no idea where my words are taking me. That was absolutely just lost nonsense in my head. All right, as that's starting to thicken, now I'm gonna add my chicken. See what I did there? When you pull it off the, the deli roasted one, put it into bite-sized pieces, sort of like nice, decent ones, right? Don't make them too small. You don't need to cut them. I mean, getting a nice bite of chicken is wonderful. You don't need to cut them up into little tiny cubes, right? Make it natural like this, right? Rip them up a bit, shred them a bit if you want. But we're gonna add about 2 cups of just pulled apart chicken. And I've said it before, it bears repeating. The time to shred a chicken, get it off the bone, is when you bring it home from the supermarket and it's still warm. Because then this part happens simply and easily. If you wait till the chicken gets cold, then you're cutting and shit like that, and you don't want to. And you also want to not be cheap with your chicken at this point, right? Make this a chicken-centric chicken and dumplings, as opposed to, oh, look, chicken and dumplings with a couple pieces of chicken. No, you got a shit ton of chicken. And this is looking good. We're waiting for this to thicken. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. This is gonna come to a simmer. We're gonna leave it alone, let it do its thing for about 10 minutes. And while we do, we will prepare our dumpling mixture. Bubbles just starting, it's all good. All the right things are happening here. All right, time for the dumplings. They begin simply with flour. By the way, recipes on the website, go check it out. Some baking powder, pinch of salt and pepper. A little more thyme, we talked about this. We'll give this a good mix with a whisk. And now we'll add some milk. Hope we put in enough, and we mix. Why does that have to do that? And when this is nicely combined, beautiful. All right, let's put this on top of our chicken, and we're almost there. Look at that. So now it's very simple for me. By big tablespoons, using the 2-spoon method, I go like that. Perfect. Perfection. Thanks, buddy. Nice, right? How do you spell comforting? I spell it D-U-M-P-L-I-N-G. These things I'd be very happy just to eat by themselves. I don't know, maybe dip them in some melted butter or something. Okay, that would be gross, but I love them. I think I can get 2 more out of this. And we're in. Perfect. Lid goes on, back on the flat top. And in 10 minutes, with that little gentle simmer underneath and the bubbling away, we open it up and presto, gorgeous. Oh my, look at little pillows of love. That was stupid. I didn't mean to say that. But you know I need a little bit of green on here, Maxie, right? Just a little. Look at that, there you go. That's all I'm asking for. Dang, that's some gorgeous stuff, man. We made that in like what, a half an hour?
Oh yeah, that's fast.
It's some perfect comfort food, delicious, anytime. Who says you can't have dinner on the table in a half an hour and make it good? Crazy ass rustic looking dumplings, and they're beautiful. I think I'm in love here. This is just glorious. All right, so let's get some, shall we? Let's take, like this. Fantastique, except I made a little spill. A little bit more. And yes, what would this be without one of those sweet little dumplings on top? It would just be chicken. It wouldn't be chicken and dumplings. First, just chicken and some vegetable. Rich, tender, so delicious. And now our little dumpling. Hello, little dumpling. Oh. You know what I love? I love doughy, bready things like this. I really do. Half hour, start to finish. And you get this? It's crazy. It's crazy. So, what do I say? If you like this, if you like us, if you like what we're doing, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, become part of the Salmon Cooking Guy.
Yeah.
Become part of Chance Nation. You'll be glad you did, and we'll be happy to have you here. All right, everybody. See ya. Thanks.